Hey, Mitch.
Oh, hey, Ed. What's up with the Koenig or Koenig? What is that about?
Koenig. I'm John Koenig from Space 1999. I'm so excited because it's almost September 13th. You know what happens on September 13th?
Is that Friday the 13th?
No, it's a Saturday this year because it's my
Oh,
birthday. But you know what? It's not because I'm excited about it because it's my birthday. It's Breakaway Day from Space 1999. That's why I've got my Moonbase Alpha stuff on. I've got my gun here
wait,
ready to
wait, wait,
go.
wait, wait. Breakaway, like what? The movie? Breakaway what?
No, 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 breakaway. You know, the moon, basically, they're storing nuclear waste on the moon and it explodes and then it shoots off into a black hole with Moonbase Alpha on board.
And that was just a lame TV show from the 70s. Everybody knows if the moon breaks free of its orbit, it's not going into a black hole. The Earth's gravity would just pull it straight down and smack.
Uh, you mean like that?
I've been mooned.
Let's just start the show. Hi, this is Ed Dollister,
This is Mitch Halleck.
and welcome to another exciting episode of Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure. If it's your first time here, thanks for dropping by. If you are a regular viewer, thanks for coming back. Hey, Mitch, before we start today's episode, how can you
Huh?
let the listeners and viewers know about what they can find out
Well,
about our show?
Well, Ed, it is easy as going on to Eagle One and landing on Moonbase Alpha and walking around some cheesy ass sets. All you got to do is hit the like button down or subscribe button down there, and you too will be coming with us as we zoom out into the big black hole of the internet, looking at TV, movies, TV, and more. Back in the day, back then, over there in the past, just like 1999, Ed.
Yes, and we are going to party like it's Space 1999. One of my all-time favorite TV shows. It ran from 1975 through to 1977, only 2 seasons, 48 episodes. It's got a cult following. Mitch, did you watch this show when it came out?
Oh, I did. We all did because we were hankering for some science fiction action back then because all we had was Star Trek reruns and Lost in Space reruns, and that's the truth. Star Wars was just coming out, and it was like, the mind blew our minds. And then we'd have Battlestar Galactica and even Quark and a lot of other stuff. But Space 1999 was a big deal.
Mm.
Everybody was talking about it and it was syndicated. I don't know about it down there, but here it was on like multiple channels. It was on like the New York channel, the New Jersey channel, so you could actually watch it and different things. And yeah, I did watch it when it first came out, Ed. I was into the 1999 back in 1977.
Yeah, that's when it ended. It started in 75. It
75.
was
Yeah.
actually going to be a sequel. Well, not it wasn't a sequel actually. It was actually came out of this show here. I don't know if you know
UFO, right?
UFO.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
From Gerry Anderson and
Gary
Sylvia
Anderson.
Anderson, of course, who are famous for
Thunderbirds.
the Thunderbirds. And basically, they were going to do, I think, a third season of UFO, but it got nixed.
Yeah.
They were heavily into pre-production and everything like that, and they had all these great sets and everything like that. And Sir Lou Grade, who we know from the Muppet Show, and he raised the Titanic as well, unfortunately. But the entrepreneur and wonderkind producer,
Yeah.
basically, they pitched an idea for what about a sort of a semi sequel then to UFO. And originally they're going, okay, let's try it. It was going to be UFO 1999, and then it was going to be called Journey into Space 1999, and all these things. I suppose to sort of provoke an image of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
UFO was set in 1980, by the way, so when it had come out and they were making all these so they decided to make it. It was the most expensive British TV show at the time. It cost like about 6.8 million pounds at the time, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money today, actually. I suppose some episodes today, that would be one episode, but it was
Yeah.
quite an expensive show. And what they needed to do, they needed to get some interest from the United States. So they were going to get the stars were going to be American. Do you know who they originally were going to get?
Leonard Nimoy and Farrah Fawcett.
No. They actually were going to get Robert Culp and Catherine
Oh,
Ross as the leads.
Catherine Ross from Sundance.
Sundance, yes.
Which casting the Sundance Kid?
Yeah, that's
Really?
right. So they were looking at that, but they
They
didn't like the
passed.
idea, so they ended up getting Barbara Bain and Martin Landau, of course, the
Real
married
life
couple.
husband and wife.
That's right. Who were, of course, on what TV series, Mitch?
Mission Impossible.
That's right. And
Yeah.
they were quite, well known and high profile, so that added a bit of gravitas to the
Yeah.
production.
Yeah.
And they got on Barry Morse, who was this, I suppose, like the Spock characters, Victor Bergman, good old Aussie Nick Tate,
He
who
was Carter.
Alan Carter, who was actually the pilot, who was actually only going to be in it on the first one or two episodes, and then they realized that he was quite
People liked him. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
people
popular.
liked him. He was a lot of the kids wanted to. He was sort of the action man. Martin Landau
Yeah, he
wasn't
was.
wasn't super
No, no,
actiony. He was
no,
sort of
no.
more cerebral, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so we had that. We had Sandra Bean, played by Xenia Merton, who was in both series. And
Uh,
then things shook up in season two
two.
when
Yeah.
there was a guy called Fred, I think it was Fred Friedberger.
Oh, Fred Freiberger came on this?
Friedberger, yeah.
Oh, is that's what happened? Oh, that explains it. He came on to Star Trek, the original
For the last
series towards the
season,
end of
that's
it.
right.
And I think he also was on the Buck Rogers
He did Six
season
Million
too.
Dollar Man, I think.
6 million. Yeah, he was tinkering with a lot of the popular sci-fi shows
Yeah,
like that.
and a lot of
Yeah.
people, like with the final season of Star Trek, a lot of people were not happy with season
No,
two or
no,
year
he had
two,
a
as they
different
call it,
vision of it.
of Space
Yeah.
1999. A lot of the cast left. But essentially, the premise was there was Moonbase Alpha. There we go, Moonbase
Yeah.
Alpha. And there
They
was a
put like
nuclear
nuclear
dump on
waste
the
up
dark.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nuclear waste dump. It exploded on the September
Yep.
13th, as I said, my birthday. Please, I accept gifts and money. And the explosion sent the moon off. And
Yes.
a lot of people were saying at the time, that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It's still
Yes,
ridiculous,
it
but
is still ridiculous. Isaac Asimov actually was wrote about that he, wasn't a fan because it was quite ridiculous. However, Gerry Anderson said, let's lean into the silliness of it, but treat it as reality. And one thing you've got to say about this show is it looked like
it
everything
looked
looked
really
like it could
it
reel.
looked big
Like,
budget.
oh
Yeah.
my
I'll
gosh,
give him.
the
Yes.
costume design was really amazing. It again, Stanley Kubrick, I think, was going to sue or something because it looked like it had, 2001 had influenced it so much.
Oh,
But the Eagles, which are those iconic,
yeah.
you can see
Yeah.
behind, I've got my lovely
Yeah.
framed poster there from Space 1999. The Eagles were this iconic design, so much so that during 1976, when
Yes.
Star Wars was in pre-production and they were building
Yeah.
the Millennium Falcon actually looked like
It looked like Eagle One.
Eagle
I've
One.
seen
And when
photos.
George Lucas found out, he said you have to change the whole design.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
why the
people,
cockpit still looks the same a bit from
yes,
the
yeah, because
Falcon,
that
but
was
they
sort of
yeah,
the
yeah, it was the
end of
nose
it.
cone. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that people at NASA thought the spaceships,
Sequence.
the Eagles,
Yeah.
looked really quite realistic, and
They
everything
did.
did. Their guns. This is sort of a knockoff
I had
I had
one.
from a
No, I
child.
had I had a water pistol in
Yes,
the 70s, and that was my favorite water pistol because it looked like brass knuckles, but it was a Space 1999 gun because it wrapped around your hand
yes,
like
yeah, like
that, and
this.
and
Yep.
you squeeze the trigger. Yeah, mine was a gray though. Mine was
Yes,
gray, and it had like four buttons on the front, and the
that's
water would come
correct.
out of them. Yes, I did have
Um,
that, and I had
and I
the
was going to say the
dinky.
other thing that was really cool was
Yeah,
the com links that they used, which actually used like
was it?
these long devices, but they had
Yeah.
they had a TV built into an actual TV built
Oh,
into it, which was
really?
really, yeah, it was really quite spectacular. The people who worked on this ended up working on Star Wars and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But the special effects were very good for the time, and they still hold up today. Even the model work. I mean, yes,
I'll tell
they're
you,
models.
you are right because I did watch some of them on Amazon, and
Yes,
I was amazed how clear the film looks, because a lot of the older shows they get fuzzy and blurry and all that
Yes,
stuff, and the color goes, but it's crystal clear. It's very well done. And there's a sequence in the beginning where they're having a fight on the moon and they're jumping over barrels. And it is odd because you're thinking of the gravity and
yes,
well, a little bit of gravity because things are floating around. I'm like, would that really happen? But and the music was very good too for a television show as
yes,
well, whoever the composer. But there was this something about the show, and don't get mad, but it was just very dull. Like it looked like you had all the components, you had the great sets, great effects, actors, but it just didn't gel. And I got to put it a lot on the leads. I got to put it on Martin Landau and Barbara Bain because they're, like you said before, very stoic. It would be like making Professor X the only X-Man. It's like you don't
mhm,
have Wolverine and the rest. You're like, it's okay, but you want an action hero. Maybe that's why they gravitated towards Carter because he seemed like, the Han Solo or the Captain Kirk. Like
yes.
that's the guy that's going to go out and, beat up aliens. And Martin Landau would probably just sit there and talk it to death. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I agree, and I know that Barbara Bain and Martin Landau they did have qualms about, or concerns about the script and things like
yeah.
that. And that's why when that Fred Freiberger came in, to try and bump up the action, he got rid of a few cast. He added Maya, the Catherine
Oh,
Shell,
the
who did the
shapeshifter. Yeah, they
shapeshifter.
would
Yes,
zoom into her eye,
yes,
and that's how they would do the effect as she changed into stuff. Yeah.
yes. But yeah, I can understand that. I mean, one thing I really loved about the series was the opening because
Yeah.
it was this
The
dramatic
music. Yeah.
opening where you had Martin Landau do his turn,
Yeah.
starring Martin Landau, and then Barbara Bain, starring
And they
Barbara
would do
Bain
these cross-cut edits
of
into
the
like
whole
scenes from the
episode.
episode. Yeah, like Mission
Which
Impossible did that.
exactly.
Like that was gonna happen in that scene, and you'd be like, "Oh, it's like a
And you're
movie
going, oh,
trailer."
this is a really exciting episode.
Yeah,
But
but
I
they showed all the
suppose
good stuff in the trail in the opening trailer.
yeah,
So,
I mean, but look, I watching it back, I still really enjoy that show, and I love it. It's on DVD, it's on Blu-ray as well. It
oh, is
was
it?
you were saying about how clean everything was
Yeah,
was
yeah.
because with the
It's on
special
film.
effects, what they did was they sort of rewound backwound the film, so they double exposed everything, so there was no
Oh,
loss of generation when they were doing the effects and things like that.
oh,
Can
wow.
I it was also, I should say, on ICT, it was like a co-production, Italian
Yeah.
co-production as well. So a lot of Italian actors were dubbed by the same actor, funnily. But it wasn't a big hit in Italy, but it was a huge hit in the UK. And with most huge hits, what does that mean, Mitch?
Merchandise, merchandise,
Merchandise.
merchandise.
So just quickly, a few things. There was a board game
Yep.
which
There was
was
a
out.
comic book. I had
There
the comic
was.
book, Charlton Comics.
Yes, there was. There was comic books. There was novels. They did tie-ins for all the episodes as well.
The Dinky toys. I had the spaceship, the Eagle One Dinky toy. I had
Yeah,
that.
they were fantastic, and those things are very sought after, those
Are
die-cast
they really?
models.
Oh,
Yes.
damn it. I
Yeah.
should have
They
seen.
did model kits as well.
Yep.
And this
Yep.
you still can get those model kits today. They
Was there
did
action figures?
there was. Mattel released an eagle like this big
Yes.
with
Yes.
sort of
Yeah.
a vacuum formed one. Very cool with little just sort of like almost like army men
Yeah.
style
Yeah. Yeah.
low
Yeah. Yeah.
articulation figures. Palatoy, and they did like Mego style action figures. They had a play set as well. They had trading cards. I've got
Yeah.
this set here. It's a bit hard to see, but these are from, hang on, there we
Oh,
go.
yeah. Look at that.
They're
Yeah.
from I think they're
Tops.
from Wheat Bix. No, they're from oh no, bread. I think it might be bread. They came out in
Oh,
bread. Sunny Crust, yeah, bread. So
yeah.
so I've got those, which was really cool. The other thing I've
What's
got
what's that behind you there?
this.
No, no, no. The behind your head. What's that? Space 1999.
Oh, these are the DVDs.
No,
I've got
no, no, no. The other side. That big sign there. The poster.
oh yeah, this is a poster that I got from the official Gerry Anderson website,
Oh, I
which
did
is
not
really
know that.
cool.
Yeah,
So I've
I
got
had a
that.
Space 1999 record album now I
Yeah,
think
this
about
is
it.
it
Good
here.
book.
So
Yeah,
here we
I
go.
had that. Yep, I had that album.
Yep.
It had
So
stories on it.
yep.
Yeah.
So they've got that, which
Oh.
is really good. It was huge. There was lots of merchandise. Um,
So what really killed it though? The low ratings or that
I
it was
think
too
I think
expensive?
that it was expensive. This changes to the second season that people weren't too
Yeah.
happy with. And and then it got cancelled.
Yep.
And then 2 months later or so, Star Wars came out, and
Oh, you got to
everyone
be
was
kidding me.
clamoring for science fiction. So essentially, if it would have held on for that, they were looking to do a third season
It would
with
have been a
only, I
hit.
think, like 13 episodes. I
Yeah.
think if that would have happened, it would still be, I'm not saying it would be as big as Star Trek, or
No,
anything like that, but it probably would have, maybe ran another one or two.
it was that big an impact that I do remember it being on Starlog magazine.
Yes.
Everybody knew of it. But
Yes.
like I said, it just and a lot of these shows take a year or two to get their sea legs or space legs, if you will, to get really, build an audience and understand what they're going to do. Because it's almost like you're testing new ground. It's like not
Yes.
every week you could do a story about the moon hurtling through space, and then they even did stuff with the moon. It was really a rock. At one point, I remember there was some type. The moon itself was a machine. It was like a rocket,
There
like
was
not like the
that.
Death
Look, there was
Star, but
lots of things. They had they. I should also say they had amazing guest stars: Brian Blessed, Christopher Lee, Peter
wait,
Cushing.
was Carolyn Monroe on it?
I don't know if Carolyn Monroe was on it, but
Was Richard Keel in it?
I don't think so. Julian Glover. There was a lot.
Oh, Julian
There was a
Glover,
lot
yeah.
of Star Wars or
BBC, yeah,
pre-crossover
yeah.
Star Wars. It had great characters, great production design. Great special effects, and there's a Blu-ray which looks beautiful, of the set. I should also say quickly, because we're running out of time, but they also did, once it wrapped up, they went the Battlestar Galactica route, and they took a couple of episodes
Made
and they
movies.
turned them into movies. So
Yeah.
you had Alien Attack, you had Destination Moonbase Alpha, and things like that, which
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
stitched
yeah,
together
yeah.
with new things. And in 1999, Xenia Merton's character, basically did on it was released on September 13th, 1999, with original costume and set and everything like that. She did a message from Moonbase Alpha,
Oh,
which is a
nice.
short film, and it basically explained what happened. So they all went. Um, they all went on to I can't remember exactly where it was, another location, and she was just
Wow.
about to like shut down the base, and they were
Wow.
going to, so everyone went on to live their happy lives.
Speaking of living happy lives, Barbara Bain is still with us.
She is, and so is Nick Tate, and they do quite a few conventions still.
Oh, Barbara Bain's doing shows?
Yeah,
Oh,
I believe so. Hey,
she must be 90 something.
I think she is, but I believe she is still out there, so you can check her out. It's real. I love this show. Look, I love it.
I know,
Um,
I could tell. I could
I know
tell.
it's really good. So if you
No
haven't watched,
revival, no revival
I
plans,
think there were
no.
talks of doing space. I think there was someone was saying, oh, there's going to be Space 2099 or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know. They did a radio, maybe 10
No.
years ago. They did some radio dramas
No.
and things like that. But that's about it. But it's well worth watching. there's 48 episodes,
Yeah,
40,
it's not a lot.
40, about 45 minutes each, 52 minutes. Well worth watching. You know what else is worth watching, Mitch?
Oh, I'd say you and I, Ed.
You would be right. And how can people do that, Mitch?
Oh, Ed, it is simple as I don't have a lot of Space 1999 reference for you, but I'll tell you what, it's
What?
as if you were going back 20 something years already and watching the moon get sucked from its orbit so there's no more moon in the sky, which would affect werewolves and a lot of other things. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button below. You too will be subscribed to Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure, and you can watch Ed and I as we talk about TV, movies, and more from the past right here on YouTube, and hit the like button because it makes the algorithm gods happy. I don't know,
That
whatever.
would
But
be
that's
great.
all I got.
That's all right. So signing off is Commander Ed Koenig.
Oh, well, I don't know. Me. This is Mitch Halleck, Nick
Thanks for
Carter's
watching,
brother. Bye.
and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.